Do you need a landscaping job tackled? Keen Landscaping is a family-owned and operated full-service landscaping company based in Dallas, Texas. Anything from property restoration and tree pruning or removal to landscape design, construction, and installation, Keen covers it all. They're also the official landscape company of the Dallas Stars. Learn more at keenlandscaping.com. Again, that's Keane, landscaping.com. Welcome to Parker's MMA Show. If you want to learn about all things going down in the fight world, you've come to the right place. Each episode, your host Parker Keane will take a deeper dive into the always entertaining world of sanctioned fist fighting. Now here's your host, Parker Keane.
All right, we are back. Parker's MMA Show, episode 67. Very special guest today. We have Brok Weaver. He is a 15-6 MMA lightweight, 4-fight UFC veteran, and he has an upcoming bout with Alexander Barahona with iKon Fighting Federation on April 2nd. He remains one of the most unique and exciting fighters in the sport. And in his own words, Brok, you said this, the world hasn't seen Brok Weaver yet. They've seen a version of me that someone else wanted, and that's not what or who I am. The Savage is back. The old Brok is back, and I won't let anyone get in my way. Brok, talk to me about your mentality right now.
Man, that whole thing, it's kind of going back to, being back home, man, kind of trapped in. I got the UFC contract, man, and it was like a lot of weight was lifted off my shoulders, man. It was like, and I got comfortable. I felt like, and nothing against being married, but I felt like I just got too comfortable, man, in Alabama, and I was the best in Alabama, and you don't get better when you're the best, and you have to be getting beat. You have to be getting these shiners in the gym, man. You have to be getting challenged. And when I went back to that, man, I was really just staying home, to keep my wife, comfortable, because I didn't have the money to move us here to South Florida, the ATT. And just coming, I would come here for 2 or 3 weeks, and go back home for 2 or 3 out of shape, and come back here for 2 or 3 weeks and go back home and get out of shape. And my timing, everything was just, and having to deal with all that, and now unfortunately going through a divorce and all that, I was trying to be a good guy, and I'm a good guy, but in the fight, I'm not a good guy. I'm a start a fight with everybody I fight. That's I got to bring that dog out. I want them to bring that dog out, and I felt like I held back a lot. I held back a lot in the interviews and the times I met these guys, having her around, having, we was like on missionary things, for the church. And I was trying to, and I had 9 dogs, and I basically have a dog farm. I have hunting dogs. I have bulldogs. I have Chihuahuas and weenie dogs and huskies, and I was like, I got too comfortable, man, and I got civilized. Being married kind of grounded me, kind of made me a better man, a better human being, because the savage part of me probably wasn't a good human being, but it's what I needed. At the time I got in the UFC, I needed to be a savage. My manager, Abraham Kawa, told me not so long ago, man, he's like, every fighter in the UFC needs to be a lion. And a lion has many, and a lion just don't care. A lion rules. A lion has to be savage. And I really thought about that, and I didn't get it at first. And I really was like, I got to be a lion at this point, And this was before I was even released. This was just a few weeks ago. So I was just like, just new mentality, man. And I've been here at ATT for the last, I haven't went home in 9 weeks. I buried myself in this dorm. And I don't even have a TV, man. The TV is here in the living room in this dorm at ATT. And nobody ever comes out of their room and watches it, And it's just that mentality, man, that I gotta just bite. If I got to, I gotta bite somebody's nose off. Like, I gotta have that dog every fight. I gotta have that no care. I gotta not care if I say whatever I say or do is gonna affect my home life and make me argue with my family or anything, or be like, I gotta get back to that old Brok, man. That old Brok didn't care. That old Brok was one goal: make it to the UFC, whoop some butt, make a lot of money, and retire early, man, and not do this till I'm 40 and walking around hurting and brain damaged and all that, you know. And unfortunately, I've just got released. So now, you know, it didn't even really hurt me like that, you know, because I know they like me. I know they know I am a winning Brok. A winning Brok on an interview is the most marketable guy in all of MMA, probably of all combat sports. And
you're talking to two guys who booked you for this, Brok. I think you got some, you know, clearly we think you're a great interview. But for me, Brok, talk to me specifically about the distractions, right? Talk to me in your post, you know, which I encourage everyone to go read. You talk a lot about the distractions that were holding you back. Talk to me about that, and talk to me about this Spartan lifestyle at ATT that's bringing back the old Brok, the old Savage. Really dig deep for me on that one.
Yeah, man. Just, you know, just like I said, you know, just back home, I had all those dogs, man. You know, and once you have, you know, I don't have no kids, but I had 9 dogs, so that could equal up to like maybe 9 dogs could equal up to a kid. I didn't want to leave them. I didn't have nobody to leave them with. Now my grandparents are helping me, you know, and they're watching out for my house. And like I said, you know, I'm not ashamed of me and my wife. You know, we signed papers. They ain't filed yet. You know, we're on talking terms and we're friends, but we ain't necessarily together. We can't really call ourselves together, and just wanting to be home and not be here. And she was a fighter, and she knew I had to be here, but she didn't. She didn't like that. She wanted a relationship where she could be with me. She didn't want to move back down here. She didn't like South Florida. So I was being pulled in 2 different worlds where I knew I needed to be here, but I wanted to make her happy, and I wanted to make my family happy. And I'm raising dogs, and like I said, they become like my kids. I fell in love with them. I wanted to see them grow up. I don't want to leave them a bundle on my grandparents. They're old, you know. I have a big land there. I was wanting to hunt. I was like, man, I was getting comfortable home in Alabama when I'm the best there. And like I said, I would come here for 3 or 4 weeks, get in somewhat shape, and then be like, all right, my wife is telling me to come home, or my family is, you know, I got to go take care of my dogs. I got to go home. And then I would go home and I'm like, I'm only going to be home a week. But I would end up staying 2 or 3 weeks, getting out of shape, and then come back here and have to get in shape. And when you're doing that, I'm just losing rounds in here. I'm not ever seeing progression here. So when I'm going in these fights, I'm mentally messed up, thinking, man, I really didn't give it all. Like, I didn't give it a 9-week camp. I basically gave it a 3-week camp. Those last 2 fights. Well, that second fight, we got caught in COVID. I couldn't even come here, and I was 185 pounds, and I cut 29 pounds and missed weight by a pound in 5.5 days. You know, and that took a toll on my body. That messed my mind up. Me and her were going through it too at that time. And this third fight, again, you know, no excuses, man. It's the fight game. I don't care. Things are going to happen. I might never, ever, ever for the rest of my career have a normal fight camp. Like, have something just go right. Everything seems like it goes wrong with me. I got the luck of the Indian, you know, so it's, but here, man, like I said, and it's like, even since I got released, I've been knowing about it for 3 weeks. I've been waiting to book the iKon fight and jump on it. And, but I've been here, like I said, 9 weeks. I haven't went home at all. And I'm ready, man. I'm finally winning rounds in here with, like, truthfully, the Brok that was in the UFC wasn't. I'm training with top level guys here in the UFC, man. Probably 20, 30. I mean, the whole team here is in the UFC, Bellator, PFL. I wasn't winning rounds. I wasn't ready because I wasn't here full time making it a lifestyle. This is once you're in the UFC, it's a lifestyle. You have to know that. You have to You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice maybe a marriage. You know, your wife's got to be understandable. Your kids got to be understandable. Everybody's got to be understandable that you might have to be away for 9 weeks or 10 weeks to fully harden your body, to fully mentally prepare. You know, I went in those last 2 fights. I don't know what it was, but I know that I was being pulled in 2 different places, and I wasn't mentally there. I couldn't even see in those fights. It was crazy, man. It was like I was putting on somebody else's glasses that have, you know, vision, and it was blurry. I was getting hit, man. If you watch all my old regional fights, I'm known for having head movement. I'm a counter fighter. I move my head, but those 2 fights, I couldn't move. I couldn't see. I was, and I looked it up. It could have been just nerves, me doubting myself because I was not winning rounds here, the adrenaline, everything, just life, you know. And now everything's clicking. You know, me and my wife, like I said, we going through some things, but we're on a friend level, and she understands I gotta be here now, and I don't care, you know, if she didn't at the time right now, because this is my life. I'm 29 years old, and you know, I'll fight this iKon fight. I'm gonna smoke this guy, and they're probably gonna throw me on the main event in North Dakota and iKon. I'm gonna smoke whoever there, you know, on the Sioux reservation in front of all those people in May. And I mean, I'm gonna talk hella junk on the interviews. I'm gonna tell Dana, you need to give me my job back. You know, what else do I gotta do? And hey, you know, like I said, man, it's business. At the first 5 minutes when they called and told me I was released, I was a little salty. You know, I was like, I had one more fight. So I took a fight on y'all for 5 day notice. I took a fight on y'all for 2 day notice. I was fighting Frank Camacho, a 5'9" guy, trained for him for 8 weeks. Perfect. Everything was going good. But like I said, I was coming back and forth. So not really. I really was just halfway ready for Frank, you know, but I was ready for a wrestler, smaller guy. And then I got switched to a 6'4" striker, southpaw, you know, like, and of course, I'm not gonna ever back out because I told him on the Contender Series, I'll fight whoever, whenever, sick or not. I'm still gonna fight. I ain't gonna tell y'all I'm sick or nothing. My kidneys about shut down against Roosevelt. The Dr. Davis for the UFC tried to get me to pull out the morning of the fight, and I lied to him and told him that I was feeling good, but I wasn't, you know. But I'm gonna live up. You feel me? And like I said, man, I feel like they could have gave me my last fight, but they're gonna give me my last fight. I'm gonna earn it. If I gotta go back into Contender Series after I smoke this guy this summer, I go back into Contender Series, put on another show, talk hella more shit, and get my job back, man. But I'm gonna get my last fight.
Let's go. All right, so let's talk about last time you were on here. You talked about your fears of, you know, making it to the UFC and then becoming small town famous and everyone wanting to be in your life and all that stuff. And then, you know, you're telling us now that you maybe got too comfortable. So what is kind of the biggest lesson that you learned in your first run at the UFC, and what do you have to do? You know, what do you have to change in your training, in your life to just get back there and get back to where you want to go? Because, you know, last time we talked, I said, Brok, what's your 2020 goal? You said, or by 2021, you want to be UFC champion. You want to be top 5. So how do you get back there from where you're at now?
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be champion by 2021. Though, you know, only thing promised in life is change. I heard from a old wise elder one time, and you know, you could talk stuff into existence, you could believe it, but only thing promised is change. Life will change, no matter if good or the bad. And unfortunately, it changed kind of for the bad for me, but not really. I'm looking at this, you know, I get to go out and get my mojo back and fight on a regional stage, show some improvement, and get back on a winning stage. But the thing, you know, is just the lifestyle, man. You know, burying myself in this dorm room, not going home, not getting around that local hero stuff. Because when I go back home, it does. I'm basically like the chief of the reservation. You know, everybody wants to, you know, we want to hang out or this and that, and pull me here and pull me there when I should be there. If I'm home, I should be training, but I'm somebody's wanting me to go hunting, or somebody's wanting me to go out and eat with them, or go, you know, grab a beer or something, and I end up not training, and then I end up coming, like I said, back down here, and getting beat up again, and then getting mentally screwed up. When right now I'm winning rounds, I'm getting better, I'm mentally focused. I'm walking around. I'm at 171 when I'm usually 171 the week of the fight, 4 days out. I'm 2 weeks out, 171, but my body feels like I'm 195. I'm on a strength conditioning program 3 days a week, not missing a day. I'm healthy. I usually like last couple fights, I felt like maybe overtrained, and I'm being a lot smarter. I'm getting shown attention. When you hear and you coming in 2 or 3 weeks at a time, coaches don't really show you attention because they know you're not ready. But when you're here 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and you're here 4 or 5 days, 2 or 3 times a day, and you're starting to win, they're starting to show you attention. They start to like you, and that helps. And that's just it, man. When you're at the top level, you just gotta be a lifestyle. That is what I've learned about being in the UFC. It cannot be a part-time, half-time job. It's got to be a full-time 7-12 job. Like, you can't just on Saturday and Sunday grub out anymore and gain 10, 15 pounds and come up on Monday and think, you're just going to lose it on Monday. No, you got to be strict, man. Strict diet. I like what Conor said his last fight about Dustin, when you do everything right, it makes stuff easy, man. And I really like that saying, and it really made sense, and it really stuck in me. And when I on the weekends when I'm bored in this dorm and I want to maybe go down south in Miami and do something, no, because that's gonna show up Monday morning at Mako's wrestling 2.5 hour wrestling class. No, you stay ass in this dorm, watch TV on your phone, or take some melatonin and go your ass to sleep on a Saturday night. After 9 weeks and you get that win, it'll all be worth it. I know it will, because I love to win. But I ain't felt the win. I ain't felt the win since the Contender Series, man. And I'm craving it. I'm dying, and I'm gonna get it. Like I told some interview, I don't know who it was, a couple months ago, man. They asked me was I nervous about being released. I was like, well, if they released me, I think they would have been done releasing me. My fight, they release you after you lose a couple of days, but they held on to me for 6 months, so it was like they were iffy about losing, and they told me, they like me, they love me, they just need me winning. I'm marketable when I'm winning. Go get me 2 or 3 wins, they'll bring me back. And that's what I told them on their interview. I said, man, if they cut me, I'm 29 years old. I'm going to go fight on the regional scene, win, get my ass back, or go somewhere that's paying some money and.
So talk to me, Brok, about this opportunity with iKon, right? Like, there's a lot of choices for a guy like you who's coming back to the regional scene. Why did you go with them?
Well, I'm coming off a 2-fight losing streak, so I think Bellator kind of told my manager, they get a win, and one I ain't really talked. We ain't really hit them up because I really don't want to go over there in Asia and fight. It's just too. I don't like flying long distances. I get sick on the plane. And all the other organizations you met, I want to get back in the UFC. So I don't really want to mess up. I don't want to go somewhere that the UFC is really competing with to be them like, okay, well, he just went there. He's good there, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go sign a big contract with somebody else. And iKon is the New Island Fights. Dean, he's been my big bro. Dean Toole's been my big bro godfather in the game since I was 18 years old. He's basically single-handedly guided my career to where I am and tells me everything to do, and I do it. And he's been told me to move back down here and get here full time, and I didn't listen to him. I let life there pull me and me try to balance out everything. And you cannot, in this fight game, it's unforgiving. It's the most unforgivable sport, and you can't balance nothing in it. It's got to be all this or nothing, and I've learned that the hard way. And sometimes I got to learn things the hard way. I'm just a hard-headed Indian guy. I gotta be beat, and okay. All right, now I know. Now I know, So I'm a hard way kind of guy, and I, and getting back in the UFC, I think will be easier than most people because I am marketable and they do like me. And I know iKon. I know the guys that work for iKon. Like I said, Dean's the owner. That's Godfather just about in the game, and it's on UFC Fight Pass, so it's still exposure. The money ain't good, but it ain't about the money. It's about the dub. It's about the story. I'm about to go to Sinaloa, Los Noches, Mexico, probably one of the third most dangerous cities in the whole world.
Heart of the cartel right there.
Heart of the cartel. That's what I'm saying. I'm about to go main. Dudes are getting pulled out of their van and blowtorched to their van in the broad daylight there. So I'm about to fight a Mexican. He lives an hour away from there. He's probably part of the cartel. I'm about to go make him mad. And if I die, let me die doing what I do. It's all about the story, bro. It's all about being remembered. And money ain't going to last forever, but my name will. And I already got somewhat of a name, but I'm trying to be remembered, man. I love the movie Troy with Achilles, and I love what he said on there. It really stuck. I always watch that movie right before I fight. It's like a tradition. I love it. And he said I would never fight that giant guy. And he looked at the kid and he said, "That's why you would never be remembered." I told a couple of my boys, "I'm going to Sinaloa, boys. Y'all going with me? Just playing with bro. We ain't going over there, bro. We'll ride with you, but we ain't riding when you're over there, bro. You crazy." I said, "Well, that's why y'all won't be remembered." I go over there, I make hella noise, I do some destruction, and I make it back alive. Man, the story, shit. Dana might sign me after this shit. He might bring me back. Who knows?
He's gonna watch the interview. He's gonna watch. He's a big podcast listener, so I'm sure he'll be listening to this. Talk to me, Brok, about your opponent for this fight. What do you know about him? What's his style? How good is he? I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about this guy. What do you know?
I watched one of his fights. That's it, on UFC Fight Pass. He got finished in like 50 seconds by a taller guy. Calf kick, hit him with a clinch, clinched him, kneed him, finished him. His records, it's decently good. It's 11-4. He was on a 5-fight win streak with that, and he got 12 knockouts. He's a short guy, 5'7". I fight really good against shorter people than me. He's a striker. He's gonna throw an overhand left hook. He hits hard. It probably could get, according how good he is in the beginning, according how scared he is of me. It could be a banger. I definitely am looking to bang with him. But I'm definitely looking to show some of my new skills that I picked up here at ATT. I'm a bigger guy. So I'm gonna drag him out. I'm gonna tap him up and probably take him down and submit him, make my coaches here happy. But regardless, I want to hurt him. It can't just be a split decision or a unanimous decision win. It's got to be a finish, and I got to get it. And what I really want to show is just, my IQ, something I didn't get to really show in my UFC fights because I couldn't see. It was crazy, but I want to show my IQ, man. And the fans, it sucks because they cut me right before the fans come back. That had a big part of me. I got in the UFC. The dreams were to come out in front of thousands of people and make thousands of people scream and get hype. And that's what I'm about. It's just the hype. I'm a showsman, man. And they took half of my game. They didn't take it. COVID took half my game from me. COVID helped and hurt a lot of people, but it definitely hurt me. And it's no excuse. It's just what happened. I couldn't stop COVID, but I had to fight. I was broke. I had to make my family money. I had dogs to feed. I could have turned down those fights, but no, I was, at the times I got those fights, probably had just a couple $100 in my bank account. I had to go throw, man, ready or not. And that's just what, that's just it, man.
What is the biggest difference of not having fans there? Because I've heard it both ways. In your opinion, I mean, what's your feeling on it?
Man, it's so quiet in there, so quiet. It's like I remember that in those fights, those last two fights in there, I'm looking around, everybody's wearing black, and they're sitting on a desk and they have a mask on. It was like, it was weird, man. It was like I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there, bro. I wasn't talking no shit. I don't even remember. I could barely remember exactly what I was thinking the whole time before the fight, because I was like, man, I just got to fight. I can barely see. I don't like this. This is not fun. I'm just going to fight, man, and another thing got into me. I'm like, I want 50 G's. So I was like, I got to bang. I got to get hit. I got to hit. It wasn't about winning a fight to me. It was about being exciting for Dana and trying to make him give me 50 G's. And that's just, you cannot have that mentality at this high level. And like I said, I've had to learn the hard way. I can't just walk forward on Jalen Turner, him 4 inches taller and 4 inches of reach on me, and take his licks. I'm like, man, he hits hard, but he ain't gonna hurt me. He drops me in 20 seconds. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, Brok. That's a lie. He can hurt you. These guys can hurt you.
Talk a little bit about that, right? Because you're known as a banger, but like you said, in your regional fights, you're much more patient and you're much more kind of calculated in your striking. And you've mentioned him a couple times already, but Steve Mako, who's the wrestling coach at ATT, you want to talk about a legend. I mean, the guy's a legend among legends, right? Talk about how he's affected and changed your game, where you can maybe add to that banging a little bit, where you're able to, take guys down and use the wrestling.
Yeah, man. Like I said, his Monday morning wrestling class at 11:30 is legendary here. It's like on Mondays, nobody feels like going to work, right? But we all wake up and we come here and it's stacked with it's like everybody don't want to go to that class, but everybody makes it because it gets your Monday started. And it's just 2 hours of drilling and then like 8 live rounds at the end, switching in different positions, man. And just like I said, when I used to come here, man, I used to just get smoked and just took it down and dragged down. Now my hips are stronger. I'm stopping takedowns now, man. I'm getting back up now. You can just look how good Masvidal did out of shape against Usman. Yeah, Usman took him down a couple times, but he didn't do nothing on top of him. He got up. He stopped a lot of takedowns too. He gets up like a cat. That him and Mako and Mike Brown kind of work chemistry with each other off the wrestling, and their style, man, and everybody's kind of got that Khabib style here. That take him down against the wall out and get that Khabib lock, and I've always liked that lock anyway. I want to fight with it, so getting here, just getting that programming in my head and making it automatic where I ain't really got to think about it. I take them down, bam, grab the wrist, lock the legs, smash them down. And a lot of people don't train that at different gyms, man, or really anywhere. I've been to few high-level gyms. Not many people really drill that. In every wrestling class here, we drill those same things. And it's repetition. It ain't like teaching something new every time, but it's going over the same 4 or 5 moves that everybody's programming, everybody's hitting them, and you just like, it's coming, but it's still hard as hell to stop. So yeah, man, I'm looking to, I'm the bigger guy on this guy, and I'm definitely looking to see how strong his hips are, and touch him up a little bit, man, get a takedown, and like I said, smash this guy, man, and show improvement, show people that I can wrestle, I can counter wrestle, and yeah, I can be patient and calculated and set you up for traps and counter you. They say Connor's got one of the best pull lefts in the game. I think I got one of the best pull lefts in the game. It's very similar to Connor's, and I was doing that before Connor ever was even doing that. I think Connor just done it in the UFC, and everybody saw it. And that's great for him. So he's got that marked on his name, but. I'm definitely looking to pull counter, blast double leg, Khabib lock, smash, and something, man. I'm looking for a domination on this guy. He's got a good record, but he ain't never fought nobody on a high level. He ain't never fought nobody training with the people I'm training with, man. Against Mexicans, but they're everybody knows it. It's a different level over here, and it's a different level in America, and it's a different level at ATT.
So let's talk about a guy. You just mentioned one of your ATT teammates, Jorge Masvidal, is obviously fighting against Kamaru Usman in a rematch. What do you make of that fight, Brok? What are your thoughts on how that rematch is going to go? Because, a lot of people in the media seem to be counting Jorge out, and I'm sure you have a different perspective, and I'd love to hear why.
Yeah, I mean, look, they count him out, man, because of how good Usman did against Burns. I mean, nothing against Burns, bro, but Burns is not a striker, okay? Not a striker. If you watch the last fight between Jorge and Masvidal on a 5-day notice, Jorge outstruck him, landed big shots. He just gassed. That's it. I mean, that 5 rounds, bro. He still lasted 5 rounds and he didn't get finished. He didn't even get close. He didn't even get close to being finished. The man's never been finished, actually. That's a great mindset to have, Like, you never been broke. You got 13 losses, bro. Decisions, and a couple of them could have been went your way.
A lot of splits.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of splits. So Kamaru knows that, man. And I think anything can happen in a fight, man. And Usman is a hell of a match for anybody, anytime. His mindset is strong too. But I think I see Jorge training, man. He's hungry. He's looking in shape. He's looking good. He's looking fast. He's hard to hold. He was hard to hold down out of shape. Imagine how hard he's gonna be hard to hold. Damon Maya took the man's back 3 or 4 times and couldn't sub him. So I think how that matchup. Of course, I'm gonna say Jorge. But anything can happen. But I could definitely see Jorge hitting some explosive moves and dropping Usman, man. And finishing him or riding him out with a 5-round, picking him apart, man. If Jorge can keep his gas tank up all 5 rounds, he could pick this dude apart with hands, man. He was picking him apart till he gassed. I wouldn't say him finishing Usman because Usman's really hard to finish too. But I could see him with his gas tank up. I could see him stopping and takedowns, getting off the fence, and picking him apart with hands, man.
All right, let's move back to the lightweight division in the UFC. We want to ask you a couple questions, then we got a little rapid fire segment, and we'll get you out of here. But there's been a lot of talk about Khabib, obviously. Do you really think he's retired? And if he's not, what do you think the next fight is for Khabib?
No, I don't think he's. It's hard to say, man, because he's looking heavy. He already had make it 155, and
all those dinners with Dana.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He's looking heavy, and it's really like a mind thing. It's like because if you watch the videos from the last time he cut weight, this last time against Gaethje, he barely made it. He was hurting, and I used to come down from 195 to make 55, and it sucked, and it used to break me. And every time I was just like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do this again. That's why I moved up to 70 for a while and went on a 6 or 7 fight win streak at 70 in the regional scene, But man, it's hard to say. It's gonna take motivation. I think if he comes back, it'll be against 2 guys, the only 2 guys to bring him back, and that would be GSP if he decides to do it, or Conor. If Conor beats Dustin and talks hella junk, he might could pull Khabib back one more time.
So Brok, outside of Khabib and yourself, who do you think is the best lightweight on the planet?
Outside of Khabib and myself, I'm not even gonna be like I ain't on that level yet, so I wouldn't even say me at all.
Well, you're not allowed to say you. So
yeah,
good.
And but the best lightweight, I train here with Violet Bob Louis. He actually lives in the room right next to me. He's trained with Khabib and Islam, and he's told me his opinions on that. And I definitely think probably Islam is probably the best at lightweight right now. Him or Oliveira, man. Charles, he's got a different mindset. He used to be mentally weak and easy to break, but now there's sometimes in fighters, man, like me, like a switch is flipped. You know, I feel like my switch has been flipped. I feel like I've leveled up. I'm on another level and a different mindset, a dog mindset again, and ready to make a run. And I think that happened to Charles, man. He was like, man, I'm great at jiu-jitsu. I just got to freaking bite down on my mouthpiece and start kicking the hell out of these guys and throwing and then mixing in my jiu-jitsu instead of being mentally, you know, who knows what he was going through when he went through those losses, because life will get you in there. Those lights hit you, and if you look at yourself in the mirror that morning and you're not happy with the man that's in the mirror, you ain't gonna be good in there most likely, you know. But maybe he fixed some things in his personal life, and he's looking on, man. He drug Tony down through there, bro. He drug everybody down through there recently. So either Charles or Islam, man, I would like to see that matchup soon, you know.
All right, out of the top guys in the lightweight division, who do you think you match up best against, and who do you think is the worst matchup for you?
Out of the top guys?
Yep.
Yeah, let's say top 15 or well-known guys.
I think I would definitely match up great with Tony. It'll definitely be a hell of a cardio fight, but he's got a funky style. I definitely think I could kill him with some pull counters and some hooks. He runs into those guys, and maybe grind it out with him, and it'll be a hell of a fight. I think I could pick him apart like Gaethje did. You know, be patient. You got to be patient with him, and you got to be smart. You know, and you just gotta. He's gonna make it ugly. You just gotta make it pretty. You know, and get a little ugly every now and then. And I think definitely I would match up the worst with Khabib or Islam. Some because I train with a lot of rushes, man. You know, I can tag them and I can boom, but when they get on top, when they relentless with a takedown, their leg strength and pressure on top it's a nightmare. It's hella good work. I love it, but those are the suckiest guys for guys with my style to kind of fight.
Who's a lightweight that you think should get some more respect? Who you think is underrated?
Definitely Oliveira, man. You know, I think he's been overlooked a lot. Islam too. I mean, he ain't marketable. I mean, you know, neither is Oliveira. Those guys, nobody. I'm the most marketable guy in lightweight division until they released me. Everybody can fight. It's the most stacked. Everybody is the best in that weight class. Hell of a fighters. Everybody can fight at 55. Everybody's on another level. But there ain't nobody marketable. Connor's nice now. He's not marketable. He's going through some shit. Probably. You know, so.
What about Cowboy? You don't think Cowboy's marketable?
Cowboy don't even know what weight class he want to be in. So.
Dustin? You don't like Dustin? You don't like the hot sauce?
Man, I love Dustin. Me and Dustin are really good friends here, man. He's hell of a nice guy. He's gave me a lot of inspiration, you know, lots of. I wasn't surprised. I saw him train that whole camp for Connor, and I knew the calf kicks were gonna be a problem, and on Connor's heavy wide boxing stance, because I sparred with him, and there was a problem on me. So I'm like, shit, I got the wide southpaw stance with all the weight on the leg, and now I can't walk. Now I'm gonna take my ass out of Alabama and heal up. You know, so. But yeah, Dustin does got since the Conor fight. Dustin, he's a lot more marketable. You know, very nice guy.
He eats his hot sauce every day, so I hope he's marketable, man, because he seems like a great guy from the outside.
Yeah, man, he is. He's definitely on the marketable. He's probably my favorite lightweight now, and probably the most marketable guy. Cowboy ain't really marketable. He's a cowboy, so that's marketable in a way, but Cowboy really ain't got a personality. He don't really flash the camera. You know, he don't give that bang on the microphone, you know. And but he's Cowboy, you know, and he's got respect, and he's gonna die a legend in the sport. You know, he'll be in the Hall of Fame, and he's won hella money and spent all of it, I heard. So that is a dream fight for me.
Yeah. Let's talk a little more about Dustin. What do you take from a guy like Dustin that, you know, he's been in there, it seems like, you know, for over more than a decade, just in the trenches, grinding against, you know, the best fighters across two weight classes. What kind of motivation and, just what do you take from being around a guy like that that's done that much and been through, some of the shit you're going through right now?
Man, just like I said, huge inspiration, man. The underdog, being the underdog. Until recently, until I got in the UFC, I was always the underdog. I was always counted out. I was the Indian Moai guy, not, fucking all these crazy tattoos. He's just gonna get killed, and then bam, I overcome that, and then when I got in the UFC, they hyped me up. They put me on the featured bout, my UFC debut. I don't even know if anybody's ever did that. I don't know if they've ever even did the featured bout. Maybe me and Sean O'Malley, they did that, 2 contender stars. And, I always said, when the lights hit me, I was going to shine my best. And I talked that in my head until the point happened and life got me. And, nothing's promised, but just seeing Dustin, man, overcome all the underdog bull crap and never give up, even after Khabib, everybody's like, I even heard people like, man, he needs to retire. Why in the world this dude just beat Conor? Now, it just he beat everybody, and he was counted out in everyone. He was counted out against Justin. He was counted out against Alvarez. He was counted out against Conor, and he did hella good with Khabib. I thought he did hella good with Khabib.
All right. So Brok, we're doing a new segment with everybody we have on the show. We do our rapid fire 5-round segment. It's about something other than MMA. So I know when you're out of camp, when you're not training for a fight, you're a big junk food guy. So I got 5 junk food questions for you, Brok. Rapid fire. Are you ready? And then we'll let you get out of here.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. First question. What is your favorite soda?
Favorite soda? Shoot, Dr. Pepper.
Are you a sweet or a salty person for snacks?
Sweet. Extra sugar on my watermelon.
What is your favorite snack to watch a movie, a TV show, or the fights with?
Pecan swirls.
What is your favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
And if you were trapped on a desert island and you could only bring one snack or sweet, what would it be?
Trapped on a desert island, fruit roll-ups.
There it is. Rapid fire. Brok Weaver. Brok, any shout-outs and tell the people where they can find you.
Man, yeah, I would love to shout out all my sponsors, but I got so many. I'm just naming a few. AMF, always moving forward. They're making my banner, my shirt, and my shorts for this fight. They've been with me for the last 2 years. Shout out to Kobe Bridges. He's the founder of that organization, man. Great movement. It goes perfect with me. Always moving forward no matter what. Good underdog brand. I love it. Glaxon, my supplement, one and only supplement company. They're the new age of supplements. Scientific. Everything they do is 2 or 3 different things. A big shout out to all the Moais, man, back home, missing me, want me to come home. Hey, I'll be home soon, but I got to take care of business. And when I come home, I ain't staying home long because I got to come back and I got to take care of business. And shout out to all the tribes around the world, everybody, all the tribes that's hit me up, even in Canada, all of them, man. Hey, appreciate y'all. In Mexico, the tribes there, I'm coming.
All right. You heard the man. The Savage is back. He's Brok Weaver. I'm Billy Naden. That's Parker Keene. This is Parker's MMA show. Like, share, subscribe, give us a review, 5 stars, tell your friends. Brok, thank you so much for coming on the show. We had a blast. This was a fantastic interview. Can't wait to see you back in action, back in the W column, and then we'll have you back on the show and we could talk about where to go from there.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Let's go, brother. Appreciate you. Good luck. All right.
And we're out.
Texas Trees is the premier tree care company in the DFW area. Whether you need basic maintenance or specialized services, when it comes to trees, we've got you covered. Pruning, chipping, bracing, and cabling, even root barriers and disease control, we do it all. And if you aren't sure what you need, we have certified arborists on staff to point you in the right direction. Visit us at northtexastrees.net. That's NorthTexasTrees.net. Thanks for listening to Parker's MMA Show. Take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast, and visit ParkerKeen'sMMAShow.podbean.com for additional information on Parker and to stay up to date on the latest drama in the fight world. For more information and important links about today's episode, check out the show notes.